Hi folks, today I'm going to try to explain a little bit more about Schoology and how it's organized, and if you kind of get this in your head, it may help you to find what you need to find when you need to find it. So if you start off by thinking that Schoology is like your book bag, okay, that's what you've got to bring every day. It's what you need for each class. Every class is in there. You've got your notebooks and your folders and all the different things that you need for each class in there. All your supplies and your pencils and everything you need for most of your classes is right there in that book bag. Schoology is the same way. It's there for all of your classes. Okay. When you first get into Schoology, you're going to see a screen that looks something like this. It'll have your courses and your groups and your resources up here, various things over here to the side. Here it tells you recent things, okay, things you might want to keep track of recently. Over here it might give you anything that's overdue. That's really, really important to look at as soon as you log in each day. Reminders and things that are coming up so you know what to get prepared for the next day or the next week or whatever the case may be. Once you get all your information from this page, you can click on your courses. Once you click on courses, there we go. Once you click on courses, it's like having a binder for each of your classes. Okay, so this is where you have all of your different classes. In my example, it's all different course classes, but you'll have your math and your science and your social studies and whatever your other related arts class is, and that gives you each of your courses in this place. So it's like having a binder for your classes. Once you click on the particular course that you're wanting to look at, you get to a page that looks something like this. Now this is kind of the place you're going to want to come back to at the beginning of each class to get organized again. Most teachers, I believe, are doing weekly folders. On mine, I have some other resources, things that we're going to use frequently, like here's a little tutorial on logging into Microsoft 365. Hopefully you're already in Schoology by this point. Some handbooks that help you with Schoology, ukulele resources, things to do when you're done, the things that you come back to. That it's not necessarily a weekly thing, it might be something you use a lot. So once you look at that, you know what's there. Again, you've got your reminders and your upcoming things over here. You can click on the week. So you kind of have to know what day it is and figure out your week and click on that. Once you've clicked on your week, then you're going to find day folders. At least that's the way mine is. You're going to have day folders. So here you can see I've got Monday and Tuesday. And when you first come in here, you're just going to see the day. You're not going to see the things under it. But it's important to know what day you do things on. So if you get behind or you're absent, you can look at the day and look back to find what you need. So you can always click on this little arrow to the side and it shows you what's inside the folder. Okay, so there you go. These would be the assignments, directions, things like that. So basically here you have kind of like a notebook with tabs for each day. Okay, so you've got your subject notebook, you've got tabs for each day inside that binder, that notebook. Once you click on the week itself, or the day itself, excuse me, once you click on the day itself, it's going to bring you to more specifics. Okay, so now you're inside that folder, you're inside that tab, you're inside everything. Okay, so now you're right down to the actual assignments that you're doing for that particular day. You've got directions, you've got the assignments, and remember that you'll come back to the original assignment to submit most of the time. Sometimes you might have a project that takes 3 or 4 days, so you've got to go back to the day you started it to actually submit it. So that's important to know that drop-down menu that I showed you on the last slide, because then you can go back to it, figure out what day the original directions were on, and that's where you submit. If you look where I have these arrows here, these are links that take you back to somewhere else. So you're on Monday, but you want to see the whole week, so you just click here where it says week of September 14th. That will show you the whole week. If you want to go back to the very beginning of the class, you click on the name of the class, and it will take you right back there. Okay. Also, just a note, the numbers that come after your courses here at the middle school are usually the period that you have them. I've had some questions about that. So, especially for virtual students, the numbers that are after your course is actually the period that you have them here at the middle school. Okay, so that's the basic organization. Okay, you start with the whole Schoology is like a backpack. Okay, and then your courses are like binders. And then the weekly folders and things are kind of like tabs within your binders. And then the actual information within the day, those are your assignments, just like you would write them on paper, but now they're in the computer. So there is a nice organizational structure to it. If you can get it in your head, it helps. But I do want to show you some other things that you have at your disposal when you're using Schoology. Now I've got 4 different little windows here for you to look at, and these are kind of like the supplies in your book bag, the extras, okay, the things you might need to help you do different things within Schoology. Of course, you want to look for your grades, okay, and over here to the side, the air is a little bit high there, but over here to the side, there's a tab for grades. You all have a tab up here also that says grades, and it takes you to grade reports. I think the easiest place to go is this one here on the side, if you see where I'm circling over here. So you can see your grades. I suggest you check them very frequently, at the very least once a week, to see if there's anything that you thought you submitted that didn't show up in your teacher's Schoology. You need to check that. Your teachers have many, many students, and they may miss something that didn't submit quite right. So make sure you check your grades and the comments that teachers give you to make sure you have everything in. That's your responsibility. There's also a calendar. If you look over here, I'm going to slide myself down just a little bit. There's a button at the top of the page that's always there, and that's your calendar. If you click on that button, it takes you to a calendar that has all the dates, and it has your due dates. So that's really awesome to look at, so you know what you're working on and when it's due. You have the little envelope at the top. Most of you have probably figured that out. This is where you can message your teachers if you have questions, or if for some reason you can't submit your assignment on Schoology. That's some way. Sometimes you can send a message instead. Try Schoology first. That's the best way for your teachers to make sure they've got everything organized to grade. But the messages are there for questions, and when nothing else works, it's there. Over here, this is kind of a cool thing. We have resources, and there is a resource app. Lots of resource apps, but if you click on the apps and make sure that you have your OneDrive, this is a place where you can find things you've saved on your Microsoft 365 OneDrive account. So if you're working online with OneDrive and you save it there, you can pull it right into Schoology using your resources. Okay, you can see I've got some things listed here in my OneDrive that I could pull in if I needed to. So there are lots of things there. Please don't hesitate to message your teachers if things get difficult. My dog's here to say hello. Anyway, message your teachers if you have questions, and I hope this helps a little bit to give you a little bit of organization to get into your head, because all these different pages kind of look the same, and it's important to know that there is a structure to it to help you find what you need to do each day. All right. Let us know if you have questions. We're right there with you. We're learning right along with you. We're only about 2 weeks ahead of where you guys are. So it's a learning process for all of us. So we'll all give each other a little bit of grace and a lot of patience, and we will all learn how to use this well. See you later.